big complaint on the song against Paul on your album, though, when I played it that night, was that you had no sense of humor.
I'm sure Paul will understand it, and George
giggling.
does, and so do I. That song is another thing like that letter. It's just a moment of anger, but I just put it down on paper. I'm also answering Paul's last album. It starts off with too many people going underground. That was your first mistake. You took your lucky break and broke it in two. Now, if that doesn't mean what it says, I don't know what. So I wrote a reciprocal song, and I think that some of the funniest lines on the album are the biggest thing, whatever it had done was yesterday, and it was actually Klein's line, one line of it. And since you've gone, you're just another day. I think it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. It's an angry song. Like,
not the serious anger.
It's not serious.
Sort
If
of like
Paul is really hurt by it, I'll know by the vibes come round, even if he doesn't call. Well, I'll explain it to him. I'll even write to him, if he really thinks
kidding a little,
thinks it's really
come
serious.
on, you know, that kind of thing.
But I think it's quite funny, and I was laughing when we were making it and listening to it.
John and Paul are very close to each other, and when they're doing the session and all that, they used to always sort of kid each other with pretty, sort of words that may sound harsh to other people objectively, you know what I mean? So I think it would have sounded very different to Paul,
We never tittled each other gently.
I didn't know that.
Why did I write it? Because I'm human, and I get irritated and I get angry, and I got so furious when I heard Ram the first time that I just wrote the song. A little what?
Vindictive.
Well, it's an answer. Paul personally doesn't feel as though I insulted him or anything, because I had dinner with him last week.
They
He's
were
quite
friends,
happy.
and they were swearing at each other. Or
If I can't have a fight with my best friend, I don't know who I can have a fight.
But there's a song called Glass and Steel.
Steel and Glass.
Steel and Glass, right. It sounds to me a lot like another song of yours called How Do You Sleep? The orchestration was real similar.
Yeah, well, I tend to fall back on myself a lot.
Uh-huh.
And you're right, there is a similarity there, except for this one is about nobody in particular.
Uh-huh. I thought perhaps it was the second in the series of songs about Paul McCartney.
Oh, no way. Paul and I are just good friends, as they say, and we've spent a lot of time together this year.
You must be pleased with what Paul's doing now, John.
I'm pleased that everybody's doing well. I'm more pleased that Ringo's doing well. That he's got himself a good niche. Because I knew Paul would be all right. What the hell am I worried about him? I know he's going to be all right.
In retrospect now, do you regret How Do You Sleep?
No, somebody said the other day, it's about me. And when you look at them back, Dylan said it about his stuff, that he found out most of it's about him. So it's not about Paul, it's about me, I'm really attacking myself. The only thing that matters is how he and I feel about those things, and not what about, the writer or the commentator thinks about it. Him and me are okay. Well, I think I explained it pretty well in a Playboy interview. I used my resentment against Paul that I have as a kind of sibling rivalry resentment from youth to create a song. It was always there, but it was a creative rivalry.
Yes.
Like there was a rivalry between the Beatles and the Stones. Not a terrible, vicious, horrible
vendetta.
I felt resentment, so I used that situation the same as I used withdrawing from heroin to write Cold Turkey. I used my resentment and withdrawing from Paul and the Beatles and the relationship with Paul to write How Do You Sleep?
If somebody didn't, mixed in with it all, genuinely love somebody, genuinely care about their feelings about them, they wouldn't go to the lengths, in whatever strange way, that John did. They wouldn't write How Do You Sleep? They wouldn't do it.
I think that's right. I think he was very hurt There were people turning him against me. It was his way of defending himself. He was a jealous guy.